In today's update, we dive into the latest transfer rumors, including Nkunku's move to Man United, Chelsea's new signing, and the Mathys Tel battle. Plus, Garnacho reacts to Rashford's exit and Rio Ferdinand's harsh take on United's struggles. Alejandro Garnacho reacts to Marcus Rashford's Man United exit with four-word verdict. Manchester United players past and present have taken to social media to wish Marcus Rashford well, after he finalized a loan move to Aston Villa shortly before the transfer deadline. Alejandro Garnacho has wished Marcus Rashford all the best after his loan move to Aston Villa was confirmed on Sunday night. The Manchester United star, 27, had been expected to move in the January transfer window after being frozen out by head coach Ruben Amorim. A host of top European clubs have been credited with an interest in signing the 60-cap England star in recent weeks, including Barcelona. And while it was thought Rashford favored a move abroad, a deal with Villa quickly materialized over the weekend. Rashford has spent his entire career at United after progressing through the academy ranks. But he won't be moving too far given he's staying in the Premier League, and he was sent well wishes by some familiar faces on social media after confirming his move. Garnacho was among them. The Manchester United winger, who himself has been linked with a transfer this month, wrote, "All the best, Rash." Luke Shaw also replied to Rashford's leaving message with a similar comment, saying, "Good luck, my bro." Anthony, who joined Real Betis on loan earlier in the transfer window, also commented on the post, saying, "All the best, brother." Scott McTominay added, "Good luck, bro." Rashford also took to social media to address his move, which includes an option for Villa to make the move permanent for £40 million if all parties are happy. "I would like to thank Manchester United and Aston Villa for making this loan deal happen," Rashford wrote. "I was lucky to have a few clubs approach me, but Aston Villa was an easy decision. I really admire the way that Aston Villa have been playing this season, and the manager's ambitions. I just want to play football and am excited to get started. I wish everyone at Manchester United all the best for the rest of the season." Villa are currently 8th in the Premier League table, 5 places above Manchester United. Unai Emery's side are also in the Champions League, meaning Rashford will also get the chance to play in said competition during his time on loan at Villa Park. 2 men are to blame for the Manchester United mess after Crystal Palace defeat. Crystal Palace made it back-to-back wins at Old Trafford as Man United lost at home for the 7th time in the Premier League this season. The Stretford End started a new chant. "He'll bring the glory days again. We'll back him from the Stretford End. He'll turn the Reds around, Ruben Amorim. Not with this lot." Manchester United are still afflicted with stage fright at Old Trafford, where Crystal Palace have won 2 seasons running. It is now a staggering 7 home defeats in the Premier League for United in 2024 to 25 and 5 defeats in their past 6 at Old Trafford. This lot can't win successive league games. "You're going down with Southampton," crowed the South Londoners in the away end. There was an impromptu rendition of Marcus Rashford, "He left, 'cause you're ***T. Only Wolves have lost more home league games than United since the start of last term. This was the standard United defeat. No goals and conceding a goal from a set piece. Amorim's assistant, Carlos Fernandez, continues to occupy the technical area whenever there is a dead ball kick. He must be tempted to charge into the penalty area and take ownership himself. In the 73rd minute, the Stretford End implored Bruno Fernandes to shoot. He hesitated and passed the ball outside the area. When he did hit it, the Stretford Enders shielded for cover. United have not scored in 9 league matches this season. Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dorgu, the first signings of the Amorim era, made a low-key introduction 20 minutes before kickoff to continue United's trend of pre-match unveilings. United have a new centre-back and full-back when the urgent need is for a goal-scorer. Rashford will be the 3rd forward to have left United this month, and not one has come in yet. That is an unconscionable failing, and the blame lies at the feet of the technical director, Jason Wilcox, and chief executive Omar Barada. Last week, there was 1 attempt on target. This week, 2. The United attack is so depleted Amorim is working with 4 forwards, and the £208.5 million strikers were not even in the starting lineup against Palace. United are still mulling over moves for Mathys Tel of Bayern Munich or the Chelsea forward Christopher Nkunku. Nkunku, 27, would be a suitable profile yet would require dialogue with Chelsea, who may test the waters with Alejandro Garnacho before Monday's 11 p.m. deadline. Tel, 19, has not scored in 14 appearances for Bayern. United have become Bayern's patsies, taking their Dutch dead wood in the summer and crooked midfielders in the past. Marcel Sabitzer was a deadline day move that worked out reasonably 2 years ago, at least. Heaven and Dorgu's arrivals are well-timed. Lisandro Martinez signaled to the bench immediately after his tangle with Ismail Assar, and he was carried off in tears. Martinez suffered a serious knee injury after an innocuous duel against West Ham last February. Fabrizio Romano transfer news. Late Chelsea signing, Mathys Tel battle, Nkunku to Man United update. Fabrizio Romano has dropped a deadline day update with all the latest football transfer news, including information on Nico O'Reilly, Mathys Tel, and Christopher Nkunku. Mathys Tel transfer. Latest Bayern Munich forward Mathys Tel is set to be the subject of transfer deadline day, with Arsenal and Manchester United both battling for his signature. The Frenchman is eager to leave Bavaria, but he rejected a move to Tottenham Hotspur, and Bayern are demanding a large fee to sanction a sale. What's going on with Mathys Tel? 1 hour we hear that he chose Man United, then we hear it's over there, Romano told his YouTube channel. There are many different stories. At this time, Tel is still pushing for a loan move. Bayern are insisting for a permanent move. They had €60 million guaranteed from Tottenham, but the player said no. The clubs interested in him are still pushing, calling and trying to understand what's happening. Man United have done that, Arsenal are calling. The player is open to a loan. Now it depends on what the player and Bayern decide. There's strong interest in a big last-minute deal. Chelsea try to repeat Palmer trick. Chelsea have also been linked with a move for Tel. However, their current focus appears to be on a shock pursuit of Manchester City teenager Nico O'Reilly. Chelsea are still looking for a midfielder, Romano revealed. They've made contact with Manchester City for Nico O'Reilly, this talented young player. Chelsea see him as a top talent. Direct contact with Man City has been made. You'll remember the shocking story of Cole Palmer going to Chelsea. That deal changed the way City manage these deals. Now City don't want to lose the control of Nico O'Reilly in case he goes to Chelsea on a permanent transfer. Chelsea are willing to pay an important transfer fee for him, but now City are pushing for a buyout clause or matching rights. Chelsea are also assessing other options. Among them is Mathys Tel from Saint-Étienne. He's French, he's a talented player. He was on the list of Strasbourg. These aren't the only names on their list. For leaving Chelsea in addition, Romano also admitted that 4 players could leave Stamford Bridge before the end of deadline day. The transfer expert said, "There's many things happening at Chelsea. First of all, Ben Chilwell's medical is booked at Crystal Palace, waiting on some final details of the salary details. But he'll sign for Palace if nothing goes wrong. There is an agreement for Aaron Anselmino to go to Marseille. It's a loan deal with no buy option and his salary will be covered, but it now depends on how Chelsea want to manage their international loan pot. On Axel Disasi, there's an agreement between Chelsea and Tottenham. You can tell me that Spurs have already signed a centre-back in Kevin Danso for Lens, but Draguson's injury is very serious and Tottenham want one more. So they... No respect whatsoever. Rio Ferdinand delivers scathing Man United assessment after Palace defeat. Man United suffered a 5th defeat in their last 6 Premier League home games on Sunday, losing 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Rio Ferdinand criticized Manchester United's performance after they suffered a 5th defeat in their last 8 Premier League matches at the hands of Crystal Palace on Sunday afternoon. A second-half brace from informed Palace striker Jean-Philippe Mateta condemned United to a 2-0 defeat at Old Trafford, marking their 5th defeat in their last 6 home league games. Palace leapfrogged United in the table, demoting the Reds to 13th, leaving them 5 points shy of the top half of the table. United have amassed just 14 points from a possible 39 since head coach Ruben Amorim's first game in charge on November 24th. Frequently failing to deliver the goods on home soil, Ferdinand hit out at United's defending and general style of play, describing them as a flat team with no real ideas. He also said visiting teams now arrive at Old Trafford with no respect. Speaking on his podcast, Rio Ferdinand Presence, the former defender said, "We weren't really a threat today. The intensity of the team only really jumps up when we go behind. It's just flat. I watched us against Rangers and against Fulham. In possession, we're just a flat team, no real ideas of how to play. Teams are now going to Old Trafford with no respect whatsoever. The manager needs to find a way of getting his team through this period. Find a way of finding some positives in some games. The team doesn't seem to be able to play football properly with the ball. We haven't got no real idea or real patterns at the moment since this manager's come in. And we're not able to defend. We don't smell danger in defensive areas at times, especially when we're high up the pitch. It's just not good enough in all aspects there." Manchester United release Lisandro Martinez injury statement. Our hearts break. Lisandro Martinez was carried off on a stretcher during the second half against Crystal Palace on Sunday afternoon. Manchester United have sent their best wishes to defender Lisandro Martinez after he was carried off during the defeat to Crystal Palace. With United 1-0 down, Martinez collapsed in a heap after an innocuous challenge saw his knee buckle from underneath him. It was clear that the injury was serious as the Argentine was in tears as he was carried off on a stretcher. Taking to social media after the final whistle, United sent their heartfelt wishes to Martinez ahead of his recovery. "Our hearts break for you, Licha," they wrote, accompanied by a heartbreak emoji. "We'll be with you during your recovery and know you'll be back stronger." The exact injury that Martinez has picked up is currently unclear, but Ruben Amorim admitted after the match that it seems serious. Speaking to Sky Sports, Amorim said, "We are going to see in the next days, but I think it's A.